Hi guys, it's back on again. I had a bit of a glitch just now. I pressed the wrong button and I ended the chat by mistake when I was trying to find one of the videos. Welcome to Thinking Tuesdays, our Thinking Tuesdays edition for 29th of July 2021. It's coming close to the end of Plastic Free July, so we still have our promotion on our giveaway. So there's still a couple days until Saturday to enter, and we look forward to those entries still. We appreciate all the entries we've gotten so far and all the learnings and the sharing of people's journey for Plastic Free July. Let me just see now if I could get it right again and find the content I was looking for just now. Right, so let me. So here it is. This is a reminder of our Plastic Free July giveaway. And the giveaways continue to be this water bottle, a single wall metal water bottle that's very light and easy to carry around. And you can choose the pattern you want, but it's a bamboo cutlery kit. Of course, the things that we're giving away also, so I always like to people to know that I really pride that I've been able to get these sourced at the price that it is one of the cheapest prices on the world at 50 TT for one of these. And it's good for when we get to go back out to the beaches and you can carry it around, but you can keep it all the time in your glove compartment, or you can always pack a bag to have your stuff all the time. And this is our My Beach My Water reusable bag, or we also call it our beach bag, also part of the giveaway. Hi, and I see Priyanka's already joined, so now welcome Priyanka. She's gonna be our guest in a bit. Just before I join Priyanka, I'm gonna share a video to remind everybody what Plastic Free July is all about.
So what's Plastic Free July? It's about learning to make small changes, just choosing to refuse the single-use plastics we use every day. Plastic Free July, it's a personal challenge as part of a global effort.
For the ocean.
For cleaner streets.
For the planet.
Choose one single-use plastic to avoid, and you'll soon discover another plastic and another great solution. By making one small change, you can make a real difference, and there's so many other changes you can try. Plastic Free July invites you to choose to refuse one single-use plastic, and with the help of over 120 million other people across the world, we can make a difference. The change you try, that's your Plastic Free July choice. So what's Plastic Free July? It's about learning to make.
So yes, that's just reminding people what Plastic Free July is. And of course, if you've been doing the challenge this month and you want to stick to some things, of course, it would be really great if we could all continue those habits throughout the year and make it a lifetime change. That's what Plastic Free July is about, is making small habit changes during July for like little things. And of course, as we always say in this movement, if you make it don't beat up yourself. Like if you made a change and then for some reason you had to step back a bit, once you could keep going. And it's about small changes, and it's about people doing, like a large number of people doing something not a perfect way to make a change in the reduction of plastic we put out there on planet Earth. Of course, Plastic Free July started in Australia and it became a global movement. That video I showed was because we were part of Plastic Free July last year, so that's an older video. I believe now, like if you look at this year's video, the people who were following Plastic Free July was double that. So it really keeps growing, and it's always an exciting time for us who work in this space with zero waste living or low waste living, and encouraging people to take care of the planet. So I'm happy that Priyanka's already joined us. I'm seeing Satish from who used to be of the UWE Tourism Society. I know he's also now a part of Central Pathfinders. So Priyanka was gonna join us in about 5 minutes or so I could start saying, I mean, I already showed you guys the giveaways. It's also enjoyed with Carney Cycle. We were following their calendar that they put together. They had a very interesting calendar put together for Plastic Free July, where people were challenged to do things every day on that calendar, and I thought it was a really great initiative by them. And we did do joint giveaways. The whole giveaway that we're doing is in collaboration with them, but on the days that they highlighted particular things, we also highlighted the options that we had, and that was also part of our giveaway. A great thing Dhanie was doing from Corner Cycle as well was every week. I think she should have one this afternoon too. She does it a little bit later when she's out from work. I would have loved to have her on today, but she's in work. So at the end of her work day, usually she goes through her own personal plastic audit for the week, and then she asks people to join on and share. So please join her as well when she's doing that. After I speak with Priyanka on her book just in a bit, we're gonna have Priyanka stay on and talk about how we could continue that sort of mind framing that athletes have and mindset in anything we do in terms of protecting the environment and making changes to become more low waste living and responsible about how we live on planet Earth. So we're going to continue that. If anybody wants to jump on who took part in the Plastic Free July Challenge or did it before and want to talk about their plastic free changes and journey over time, please feel free to request to join. We want to have some of our customers and our people out there join us. I had some people who were flagged to come on, but I know one of them had some emergencies and may or may not be in a position to join when we get to that stage. So we will see how it goes. But if other people in the audience want to share stuff with us, please make sure and put it in the comments, or you could also come on and join with us on the live. So let me put back up the poster. I guess I'm gonna really show here properly. So but Priyanka is gonna come on now in a bit and tell us about her book that she authored. She is also the founder of PD Mental Performance, and she works in that area. Sorry, let me. And I really like the theme of her first book, which is dealing with children having positive affirmations, and I know she herself has been a very positive youth and is still a very young person in the society and has contributed a lot towards Trinidad and Tobago in terms of her athletic pursuits in the field of archery, and she's also studied the sports from the point of view of having the right mindset, as well as I believe in some physiotherapy. I will have her explain all her different qualifications and what she does better for everyone when I have her join in a bit, because I tend to sometimes I have to take I don't remember how to explain everything to people, and I prefer my guests to talk about what they do instead of me giving them all these titles and explaining stuff. I prefer that when we chat, people talk about what they do and we learn about them in that format. So I see some people on still here. Hi Green Tom. So let me we get Priyanka to join. Hi Priyanka.
Hi, how are you?
Okay. So thank you for joining us today on Thinking Tuesdays. I said a bit about you before, but I will just now repeat and you can let us know some more about yourself as well. I know you're the founder of PD. I think that's short for Priyanka Dhanie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's about you authored a book. So I don't know, you have the book with you right now, so I probably could show us the title anyway.
Of course. How could I come without the book? So this is my first book, Affirmations for Kids. I know it's probably in reverse. I don't know if you can actually. It's probably in reverse with the camera.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure if you can change that. I think it's how close up you put it to the
I don't know.
I think it's when you bring it up close, right? It's it shows reverse, but Well, I'm actually
But
reading it, but I kind of read it like upside down, but you're reading it from this way. So it's kind of going from that. I think when you
oh,
pull it away, you see the actual writing.
see the
But
whole
when,
thing here.
yeah. But it was
Yeah.
Affirmations for Kids. I can read it because I'm reading in reverse.
Yeah, so the title is Affirmations for Kids, and the tagline here says, "Say it, believe it, live it."
Right.
So the whole philosophy behind the book is that whatever we say, um, we tend to believe it, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. It's what our mind takes, basically, and that's what becomes our reality. So, yeah, I mean, the book was kind of inspired by COVID-19 and the pandemic. Um, I guess um I saw that there was a need for youth development and for kids to start developing a positive mindset from a young age. It's something that
Right.
I always thought was important, but I think the pandemic had sort of opened my eyes to how important and how valuable it is at this present point in time. This being a perfect time to introduce something like this for children, because if as adults we are having such a difficult time coping with the pandemic from different perspectives, whether it be um, career, finances, home life, mentally, whatever it is, children who would have even less experience with life would be having a more difficult time.
Right.
So that's kind of, this is hopefully the first one out of a series that I hope to publish later on, but
Right.
that's pretty much the idea behind Affirmations for Kids. Yeah.
Right. And in terms of it like being a positive mindset, I know that in terms of your other business is it's focused on mental performance, right? So it's
Yes.
PD your mental performance is
Yeah.
the name of the business that you founded. And so you right now it's somebody like do you like coach people on that, or you're setting that up right now to coach people in general, not just children?
Um, Yes, I am actually. I am coaching right now on a small scale just because I've only just recently started. So I'm still in the process of, marketing and, getting the brand out there. But I have started on a small scale. So I work with athletes primarily, but I also do have some clients who are non-athletes who I do offer one-on-one and small group peer support. That's completely free. That's just something that I do to help, I guess, like community service, sort of, just offering my support to those in need who have been struggling with the pandemic from a mental point of view.
Right.
So, um, on my pages, well, I have a few pages. They're all in my bio
Right.
on this
Well, you can
account.
feel free to put it like in the comments after, and when we finish the chat too. I normally share the live, so then you can put all your links on the
Right.
bottom, or I can get it and put it for you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so with the mental performance work, I mean, I'm actually doing my master's degree in sport and exercise psychology, where
Right.
I'm doing research in mental performance for elite athletes as well as youth development.
Right.
So
So your
it's two
first
areas.
degree was in sports medicine, was it? Was in
Sports science.
science? Okay.
So I did my bachelor's degree at UWI Cave Hill, and I did it in sports science with concentrations in coaching and exercise science.
Okay. I
Yeah.
see somebody is saying the tagline, say it, believe it.
Yes. So I have a
Mm.
couple of my friends I see
Yeah.
joined in. Yeah.
So, right.
Yeah.
So then you were saying so your masters is in what? Just to refresh, is in what specialization after? So you chose to do a master's degree. So what area
Yes.
that is?
So I'm doing my master's in kinesiology and I'm
Right.
specializing in sport and exercise psychology. It's a research-based master's, so the research I'm looking at is high performance sport and youth development.
Right. And then I know you were telling me that you're provisional in that area, I guess, because that's the area you're still training and
Yeah.
so is it sports psychology or is it?
It's very similar. So it's the exact title is mental performance consultant. So
Right.
it's similar to sports psychology. I believe for sports psychology there's just more course-based programs that need to be done. So my program right now is focused on research. So I'm hoping, if all goes well, I'm hoping I'd like to do my PhD afterwards. So the title provisional mental performance consultant just means that I'm still in training. So once I finish my master's degree, there's like an exam I have to do to get the full certification. So right
Right.
now I'm in the process of, doing the practical hours. So I am actually qualified and eligible to work with clients under my supervisor. So
Right.
which is why I would have registered my company and everything. So it's all just part of the process, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll get to there. I mean, I know you
Yeah.
shared with me your first class honors. I'm glad you had too. So I'm sure you're very
Yeah.
good in academia, and it's good that you're mixing it with business from early. That's a really good thing in
Yeah.
nowadays that you started it in a business way as well to have a business mindset from early on. And you
Yeah.
also well, the Olympics is on right now. I know you are into archery and you represented Trinidad on a national level. So you could let us know a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, so actually I was watching the archery Olympics up until yesterday. I was following up. So I actually did represent Trinidad and Tobago in target archery for about 5 years competitively. My last year was 2018, which is where I attended the CAC Games.
Right.
So during that time, I was ranked number one in the Southern Caribbean, also national record holder for Trinidad and Tobago. So my category of sport would have been the compound bow. There are in archery, there are two major categories. Basically, there's compound and recurve. Recurve is actually what is called the Olympic bow. So the category I would have competed in is not currently in the Olympics, but we do have Archery World Cup, CAC Games, the Pan American Championships, etc. I'm
Right.
also now coaching. Up until the pandemic, I was coaching, so I do a little bit of mental coaching with some of the archers on our national team, the youth archers from some clubs.
Right. So if somebody wants to take up archery, I mean, how do you go about it? Do you have join clubs?
The easiest way is actually to go on our federation's website, the Trinidad and Tobago Target Archery Federation, and they have a list of all the clubs throughout the country. So based on wherever the person lives, they would be able to find the contact information for the club that's closest to them. But the club I'm actually affiliated with is in South, so that's close to Palmays Park.
And these are private clubs usually that people have to pay to join, kind of.
There is like a regular club membership fee for
Right.
most of them, but they do provide all the equipment for beginner archers. So it's like just like if you join like the gym or like a swimming club or something, you pay a membership fee and they provide all the equipment and then you can learn. And if you decide you want to take it further than that, the coaches would usually recommend and advise you on how to take it from there.
Right. Um. So when did you start like doing archery? At what age?
That's kind of a story by itself because my dad was actually the one who got me involved in archery,
Right.
and he had tried to, I guess, introduce me to the sport since I was about 9.
Yeah.
But in the first few years, they didn't actually have archery equipment for kids at that time. So I didn't actually get to start until I was 15.
Right.
And then when I started, it was like I felt right at home. I picked up a bow like I was just meant to do archery. And it was it was something that I loved from the first day. So I did it from about 15 to maybe 21, 22 or so. I can't remember. But yeah, so actually about maybe 6 months after starting from scratch was when I entered my first national competition.
Right. And then every time you tell me now this about archery, can I thinking of like the show the Disney show Brave? I'm thinking about the girl with the red hair, but and she's been good at
Yeah.
um yeah, so it's good to see like young women involved in sports as well that people may traditionally think is a male dominated sport as well. Like shooting and
Right.
archery and stuff. People may not, and they may associate it with a more male audience, which is not necessarily the case, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah. So no, I was asking you those questions because I know it's around the Olympics time and a lot of young people then usually get inspired to take part in sport as well. So they may want to
Yeah,
know how to go
absolutely.
about it, when to
And
start.
now that some of the restrictions for the pandemic have been lifted, some archery clubs have resumed on a very small scale, like in groups of 4 or 5.
Right.
So if anybody is actually interested, they can go on the federation's website, or you might actually find some stuff on my Facebook page or something that can direct you there. So get
Right.
in touch with the club if you're interested in starting.
And for somebody to start now, is it that they have to be a certain age now again? Because I know you said before
No.
they don't want children. So now there is children equipment as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah. So
how
now,
young can someone start? 5 years
I
or
think it would depend on the club because some of them would have equipment for like maybe 6, 7 or so. Some of them may not have equipment for that age group yet. So I think the best bet would just be to go on the website and call the nearest club to you, and they'll be able to take it from there. There should also be a number for the actual national federation. They may be able to guide better based on, so they'll
right.
have a better idea of who has what equipment. Yeah.
And I guess it's probably based on the height and size of the child, not necessarily age. I mean,
Yeah.
once they could
Yeah,
fit it
not
in the equipment.
necessarily age.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
exactly.
we could always like put that info later on to in after when I
Yeah, because
save the drive and
when I was 9, I was tiny. So a 9-year-old who may be taller and stronger to maybe able to would have been able
yeah,
to
yeah,
start as
yeah.
well.
No,
So
there's
it all
some.
depends on
Yeah,
what
I have
of the
some friends
body.
with children who, because both of them really tall, and they have really tall like children, so
Exactly.
they look many years older in height and stuff than children
Yeah.
their age. And yeah, actually, one of them is playing in rugby, so he's actually in a really good sport for that size. And
Right.
well, yeah. So Priyanka, well, we could go back more to the book again now. I mean, because that's kind of your background, so led you to write the book. So like, why did you I mean, I know you study in that area, but what made you decide, or what inspired you to write this book? I know you said
Well,
earlier about the pandemic and stuff as well, but
right. Um, so since I guess got an interest in psychology or in sports psychology more specifically, because I was always interested in psychology itself. But when I started my bachelor's degree in sports science, I kind of found that connection with sport and psychology and was able to find that mix that was ideal for me. And since then, I've always been sort of a mentor to my peers, somebody that they would come and talk to about things that they've been going through, maybe for guidance, I guess it's typical things that friends do. And when I started realizing that this is something that I want to do, being able to help people listen, offer my time, offer my guidance where I can. At the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020, I started doing something called coffee chat. So it's one-on-one peer support that I was offering through WhatsApp, through email, through video calls, whatever it was, just to offer that support for people who were struggling with isolation, unemployment, lack of socialization, mental health, those sort of things, just to offer my support like a shoulder for them, right? And the more time I spent doing that, the more I realized, but a lot of the problems that we have as adults, and as young people, it's not that the problems are the issue, it's just that we don't know how to deal with it, right? And I was trying to think of, well, okay, so what can I do that would help the larger part of the population learn how to deal with these problems? Maybe I am a strong believer in self-help, and I believe that I can only help people who firstly want to help themselves. So this book, Affirmations for Kids, is basically one of my projects that I hope will help kids be able to help themselves prepare themselves for adulthood, if that makes sense. So it's something that I think, how do we as adults, like the first question I always ask is when in school do we learn how to cope with stress? When do we learn how to deal with unemployment? How many of us graduate from university and struggle to find a job? I mean, I graduated in 2019 and I still can't get a job in my field. And it's little things like that mental skills can actually help us deal with. So that is the main inspiration, I guess, the main goal behind Affirmations for Kids, behind the winning mindset in general, is creating exactly that, a winning mindset that will help us cope with adversity, cope with and become more resilient as human beings. So it's not just for athletes, it's not just for children, it's just how to help future generations.
I see one of your friends is I'm saying hi again.
Yes, that's Candice. Yeah.
So yeah, you actually answered the question I was going to ask. So why? I mean, because you said you were talking to your peers and stuff. So why you started with kids instead of like teenagers or young adults? I think you answered that question because you wanted to start it from an earlier stage.
Yeah.
Uh, So have you okay having written the book, did you like chat with kids about it, or did you just kind of just go back into your own experience as a child, or how did you go about dealing with the kids dynamic then in terms of that age group?
Um, I spoke to mostly parents because it was a little bit difficult. I would have loved to visit like preschools and primary schools, while working on it, but with the
Yeah.
pandemic, there were a lot of limitations. So I contacted mostly parents. Like, what do you think your children need at that age? What's one thing you wish they had that maybe you didn't have, growing up? And it's not a matter of like it's not that we didn't have it because it wasn't available. Maybe it's just that we didn't have it because we didn't understand how much it was needed, you know?
Right.
Um, and I think that mental health is something that the rest of the world is finally starting to pay attention to enough. We still have a long way to go, but there's a lot of work to be done. And I think it just has to start somewhere, and this book is just my first step in starting on that journey. It's a long journey, and that's why I registered my company as PD Mental Performance and not just sports psychology, not just youth development. It's mental performance as a whole.
Right.
Um, and I think that's another reason why I decided to go into the business side of it as well, because I realized like some of the ideas that I have, there are certain things that I have to do, maybe on my own to a certain extent to actually get my voice heard, with some of the things that I have discovered in my research, in my academics, because everything that I've done in this book is backed up by research, and there's an article that will be released soon, just going a little bit more into the background of why affirmations, like why this one first, and some of the benefits I have at the back of the book here. All right, so this picture, there should be a picture of this on my Instagram page. It says positive affirmations in this book can help children to encourage kindness and respect, develop a growth mindset, increase desire to succeed, improve their mental well-being, boost their self-esteem, and reduce the effects of stress. So those are like 6 main points that I hope will, I guess, show parents the value behind a simple book on affirmations.
Right, and it's a illustrated book, right? So did you do the illustrations, or you work with someone to do the
I
illustrations?
wish I I wish I did the illustrations. So I actually had a friend of mine who started off as a graphic designer. She's actually an artist. So I'll show you all a little bit about the book because this will be saved on the feed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically what the layout of the book looks like, right?
Right.
So each page, so you see like this one portrays a Paralympic athlete,
Yeah,
which
they
is
really.
like extremely fitting for the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah, they're
know,
pretty illustrations from what I can see on this media.
Yeah, so I won't show everything because then it's kind of gives away all the surprises.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so basically like every page has some affirmations on one side, a small quote. This is actually supposed to be me. I don't know if it actually looks like me, but this is supposed to be me. Um,
That's
and
hard
then
for me to see on
there's a
the
little
phone.
quote on each page, either from myself or another public figure.
Right.
And then the illustration by itself sends a message because there are illustrations of Paralympic athletes, kids battling chronic illnesses, for example, musicians, it's kids from different ethnic backgrounds and abilities as well. So it's a very inclusive book, if I would explain
Right.
it that way.
And when you said from like public figures, it's like local public figures or international, just remind me.
No, international. So we have like stuff from Maya Angelou, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Seuss, just some of their most famous quotes that I thought would be um, like a good reminder, a good inspirational reminder for children reading it as they grow up.
Right. And if people want to get the book, I mean, after hearing about this on the chat, or how do you go about getting the book?
Right now, the book is only available through me, through pre-order. I actually have a limited time offer until the end of August, where if you order it through me during August, there's free delivery to malls throughout Trinidad. Through Tobago would be through TT Post. And the books also come autographed. So if it's like a gift for a child, I can, dedicate it to that child or whatever. It is also going to be available on trinitrolley.com. It's an online shopping store, as well as 868 online.
Right.
This will all be posted on Instagram on my pages, so everything can be found there. You can also follow at Published by PD on Instagram. That would be the main profile used to market the book. So everything will be there. And I also have a website, priyankadhanie.com. So on that, there's actually a page specially for the book that has all the book is also available on Amazon. So if there are viewers here outside of Trinidad and they want to get a copy, it is available on Amazon in 13 countries
Right.
around the world, as well as on Amazon Kindle for those who prefer an ebook. And all the links are there on my website. So once you go on the website, it can direct you exactly where to purchase it and how to purchase it.
Right. And how much does it cost? I mean, this is
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Yes. So on Amazon, the paperback copy costs $14.99 US,
Right.
and on Kindle it's $9.99. Through me, locally it's 150 TT, and that includes shipping and everything. So the prices are also all on my Instagram profile.
Yeah, and that's a really affordable price from Illustrated book. I think so. Okay, yeah. So we'll also, again, you can feel free to, we'll have that information shared at the end when we save the chat.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the comments. Or if anybody want to put comments now, they can like to ask questions, or if they have information to share for links to the book, or information like that, they can share it in the comments. I'm just seeing people sending hearts and saying hello and stuff though. So
yeah, I saw a good bit of my friends join. So thank you all very much for being here. Some of them I would have gone to school with, who I haven't spoken to in a while. So it's nice to see the support. Again, as well, if anybody has any questions, you could just feel free to show it in the comments, and I can always one of us could always respond.
right. And so it's around a little bit. It's actually 3:34 now. So I know we were supposed to talk about Plastic Free July in terms of, and I was explaining to you, I think that it had a link in terms of mindset on focusing your mind on making changes. So I shared the video what Plastic Free July was earlier. It's about making small changes in July and sticking to it for the month of July. And the thinking behind it is that if you make a small change for a month, you can make it into a habit and carry it forward. So we had different, I know my people who follow me, like customers and stuff, or people who would be into those kind of things, as the products that they buy to make switches to reduce their plastic consumption and to move towards a low waste living lifestyle. I know I had somebody who was keen on joining since last week when we changed up and stuff, but I know she had some medical issues and I'm not sure if she's available. I could just check to see if I could join her.
Sure, no problem.
Let me see if she's around. She's online. She's online, at least available online. So let me see if she'll be able to join.
Okay.
She's actually from Jamaica, and she goes by the nickname Ganja Mount, I guess, to represent Jamaica. But her actual name is Nicole, from what I know. So, but I sent her something there, but I'm not sure if she's in a position to join.
Right. No problem.
If anybody else wants to join, like any of your friends, or let me see if. Oh yeah, she's not available to join. So I don't know if anybody else here by chance is like into Plastic Free July. If you guys want to talk about the journey, see, I'm not sure like who's still on, because you see people on and on. Let me see if I can
see who joined, but I don't know. But I mean, I definitely agree with what you were saying about if you can do it for 1 month, you can make that change. You can just continue, like, okay, from 1 month, or even just from one day, you go to 1 week, or 1 month, you go to
Right.
2 months, and it's just, they say that, in my research, we, even in, just in sports generally, we learn that it takes 21 days of doing something every day, so
Right.
consistently, to form a new habit. So it takes 21 days to form a new habit, or to break a habit if if you don't do something for 21 days, right?
Right.
And I think, something simple that I myself have been trying to do is stop using plastic straws. So a few weeks ago, I got some metal straws, and I try to, just keep one in my handbag. So if I have to go anywhere, I have a metal straw that I can use. And I remember, some time ago, I went out for lunch with my sister, obviously before the pandemic. And we got a plastic straw, and she's like, "You shouldn't be using that. Use your metal straw." Just a reminder. And it's something
Yeah.
such a simple reminder that can, help you to form a new habit. So, and then, like, my dad is very heavily involved in environmental work as well with the Ambience Project. So
Yeah.
we've sort of, I guess, developed a routine, and started shifting our own mindsets to being more sustainable, more environmentally friendly.
Right.
And it's just a very small change can go a long way. And when one person sees you doing something better, they maybe want to pick up that habit too. And it becomes contagious like that, in a good way?
Yeah.
So, um, I mean, I definitely agree. It's just something you just have to start. It takes a while to become a habit, but once you start, it sort of subconsciously becomes natural.
Right, yeah. So and that's why I mean I know you was wondering if it has a link, but definitely but I see you agree now that it's a mindset that people make to have a
Yeah.
discipline in sport that could be same sort of mindset to making
Yeah,
habit changes in any habit. But in this case we focusing on things that would make us be kinder to the environment and be more
exactly.
responsible people in terms of low waste living or not putting consuming
Yeah,
things and just putting our trash out in the world. So I know,
exactly.
and then again, I know your dad well. I mean, we are good friends as well. And well, yeah, no, I don't know. I guess people may not know if they. I know he has a large following in the Ambience Project. Um, and it's Derek Danny's your dad's name, right? So like,
Yeah,
if people know him, I mean, I've asked him to come on and have a chat with me on his own already. So when he gets some time, hopefully he will come on and talk about
right.
the work that the Ambience Project is doing. I know they do a lot of cleanups and that kind of thing. So I think that they kind of, they, when people already put the rubbish out there, they try to deal with it. But we on the other spectrum working as well. It was the same overall cause, but we try to get people to not put the waste on there and to make swaps
Exactly.
and
And
be
I
thinking
think
about not doing it.
exactly, and I think, like, the cleanups are one thing, but it's the cycle that needs to be broken,
Right.
and I think that's the same thing, like, the Ambience Project has that same mission, is that you need to break the cycle, you have to educate the public and raise awareness, like, hey, when there's a garbage bin right there, why would you drop your trash right here when you can just walk, like, take 5 foot steps and just put it in the bin? And it's a culture that it's not just in Trinidad, a lot of places across the world have the same problem, and it's just it's a mindset, and it's a culture that needs to change, because we need to, like, when you go out in public, treat it as if it were your own home, because it is. This is a place that you live, and you want to go out and you want to see the place looking nice. You want to see that. I mean, Trinidad is a beautiful country, but we need to treat it like a beautiful country, and keep it that way.
Right. Yeah.
So it's definitely just something to be mindful of, and projects like this, videos like this is exactly the right way to go. It's just raising that awareness first of all.
Right, yeah. No, and then that's not getting into the bin, but then you could take it a step further as to not generate the waste as a whole. So,
Yeah,
like, some of the giveaways we have and with Plastic Free July is to actually not use something that is a single use plastic in particular. So,
right,
instead
exactly.
of having a water bottle, I mean, like, you that is something, a plastic bottle that you throw away at the end of drinking the water from it. You can,
Yeah,
so we have this and we actually were doing giveaways. So, this is one of the giveaways for the Plastic Free July giveaway we have
nice.
in conjunction with Carnicycle. So, you can carry around water in this. And it's particularly light. So this one is one that I chose to carry because it's a single wall one. So you don't really need to keep it
Okay,
very insulated if it's just water you want to go on. Probably when you're going
right.
to do, probably have a beach cleanup because you may have to go on a beach cleanup and then carry water. So
Yeah.
we're giving away this. And then I know you were talking about these straws. So we also doing this one with like plastic cutlery instead
Right.
of having to use it. You can go around with cutlery. I like this one because it's light. So the bamboo is lighter than if you had to. I mean, some people also encourage that you can just pack your own cutlery from at home, which is also something you could do.
Yeah.
But I just like that this is light, and I feel that you're more likely to carry it around all over because it's so light. And
Yeah.
also people prefer to use there are people who prefer to use bamboo utensils instead of stainless steel for various reasons.
Right.
And it does come with straws, like you were talking about, like a bamboo straw, and a cleaner comes in the kit as well. So
Okay.
that's one of the giveaways, and we also giving away the bag so you can carry things around with. And this is one to refuse a single use plastic bag, so it's you can use
Very
it for
nice.
shopping and going around on the beach and that kind of thing as well. So
Exactly.
we that's three easy swaps. I mean a bottle, a bag, and a straw. So well, in this case, all cutlery as well. I mean, those are some of
Yeah.
the easiest swaps that people can make. They're more complicated swaps that people could do. Like we also have options for toothbrushes, like bamboo toothbrushes, so that every 3 months you don't throw away a plastic toothbrush. But at least in that case, a plastic toothbrush is not something that is totally single use. I mean, using it for 3 months, but it's still it is something you can make as a change. And I have a lot of customers
Yeah.
who like using bamboo toothbrushes. They just find it's a unique and novel kind of thing. Some people find it's easy on them out. When I made the switch, I found that as well. But
Okay.
before that, I had customers say to me like it was the best toothbrushes ever used, and it is like the idea
Okay.
of the
Wow.
bamboo in their mouth is supposed to be plastic is kind of easier on their gums
Right.
for some people.
I
And we
think I
have
may have to try. I may have to try the bamboo toothbrush because I do have
yeah.
sensitive gums, so maybe
Oh yeah,
something
yeah. I
simple.
think it will
Yeah.
be good for that. And then we actually have the charcoal infused ones that supposed to absorb more contaminants from your mouth as well. So I have the
Okay.
white whistles or the charcoal infused ones. I'm not sure if I
Nice.
have them nearby, if they're in this bag or anything. Let me see if I have. Oh, I actually have. This bag had something from another chat, so it actually
Oh,
is here.
cool.
And what we do is that we try to make it as affordable. So I've been trying to disrupt the price with it. So now I have them $15 for one, and they're four for if you buy like four, so you make a change for the year. It's four for $50. So it could be like for a family. This is what I have for display, but we actually sell them in these bags in particular
Okay.
because of COVID too. Like is a never open seal of guarantee.
Right.
So this is in this recycled paper, and you
Okay.
can know that it wasn't open or tampered in any
Yeah.
way. So for hygiene reasons, so this I just have these out for display now.
Okay.
So yeah, so people do like using them, and I try to get them at a price to compete with normal toothbrushes eventually. That so it's not even expensive for people to make the change.
Right,
Um,
exactly. Because I do know, like, sometimes the better option may not always be the most financially sound one. So it's
yeah,
nice that I think that's a great incentive though, so that it will encourage people to make that change because okay, well, it is something you want to do, it is for the greater good, and at least it's affordable too. So, it's like a win-win,
yeah.
if you know what I
Well,
mean.
it's still. I mean, it's still. If you look at the competition, like when they sell combos with toothbrushes, I think it's still going to be slightly more expensive. But I'm trying to see as much as I could bring the price down.
Of
But
course, of
as
course.
a whole, with our brand, with My Beach My Water, we try to bring those kind of options to people at an affordable price. So we're trying to,
Yeah,
even all like all our natural products, our natural shampoo and conditioner bars, and soap bars and like face and body wash, and we try to bring options to people that are affordable. So and after they got with these bamboo things, I was able to get the kit at $50. I think I've never really seen a price like that. If you look at it in foreign currency, actually I've not seen that cheaper in anywhere in the world.
right.
But I
I
know too
actually think
because for
it's a
Trinidad economy, you really need to get affordable prices for people, especially
yeah,
with COVID and the state of the economy currently. And
exactly. Yeah.
so I think well now it's around a quarter to four, and I said I'd keep you like for until around then, and until we because I haven't seen any customers come on. Unfortunately, I know the lady from Jamaica was really excited about being on, but she has a medical issue right now, and she
Okay.
said if she still got the chance, but I guess she's on call to sort of be attended to. And so
Right.
I hope she
Okay.
feels better soon, and heals and that kind of thing. So it's nice to have you on, Priyanka, and we're gonna share the stuff about your book. I hope people check it out. I know we were having some talks about other things. We have been trying to have just like we were thinking Tuesdays or Wellness Wednesday. One of the
Right.
medical doctors that came on to the chat in the past, he was interested in that. Again in relation to COVID and people being in lockdown. I think we easily lockdown, but people still kind of indoors a lot. And
Yeah,
yeah,
just in addition to that, even after the pandemic, and I think this is something as well I've been thinking about. It's only after the pandemic we've really realized how much it's affecting us mentally because think about what it's been like, what, a year and a half that we've just been pretty much some of us stuck indoors, right? Right through. No socialization, some of us no work, no school, and the mental toll that that has on people is going to be, it is already tremendous just from my own observations and being a peer support leader and all these things. I've seen how much it affects people now, and coming out of it slowly, we're going to start seeing more of that. It's going to start coming to light. And I think something like a Wellness Wednesday, I've been in discussions with one of my colleagues about doing like a mental health Monday or like a mindful Monday, where we just come on, maybe not a live, but maybe we do like pre-recorded videos or something like on my YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel.
Right.
It's been a little bit quiet.
So what is what's the name of your YouTube channel? Is it?
It's actually my name. It's Priyanka Dhanie. So I started my YouTube channel at the beginning of the pandemic as well, and I started it with at-home workouts. So just something to get people active from at home. No equipment needed. All you need is a mat. Sometimes not even that. Just using what you have at home just to get some physical activity in. I also slowly started talking about tips for student athletes, maintaining a healthy work-life balance, just some lifestyle tips. Um, I've been meaning to do some more videos on mental health and just, not just the book, but just talking about different things in general related to mental performance. So hopefully I can get back on that very soon. And yeah, so little things like this, it makes a huge difference in the lives of some people. A simple thing like spending an hour just checking in on a friend, can make a huge difference for that person. Just knowing, just reminding them that, hey, I'm not alone in this. There's somebody else who, even if they're not going through the same thing, they're thinking of me. They want to make sure I'm okay. And that goes a long way. So those things like Wellness Wednesday, these sorts of live, the Thinking Thursday, the live videos, these conversations, all the people who I'm sure those who would have joined, even if for a little while, they would have taken something valuable out of it.
Yeah,
So
what we have on the lives is that even if people don't join on the live, especially because I have it, I mean, it started off as tea time. I didn't really introduce again what Think It Is, as I've stopped doing it
right.
sometimes now, but it really started off for me to discuss low waste living, social entrepreneurship, and stream science, technology, reading / research, engineering, arts, and mathematics, and where everything intersects to look at finding solutions to the problems we have in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean and wider. And so I bring guests on either like, in the stream is pretty wide. Sometimes I'll bring somebody who kind of is an engineer who's working in arts as well, or somebody who's just an artist or just an engineer or a doctor, different realms of stream. And sometimes people just talk about social entrepreneurship or low-waste living. But usually it falls under that topic. Somebody would be on a Tuesday chatting with me about that. Often it will be then an author in a book. In your case, it is some stream part of that into the being an author as well. And there's science behind what you did. You said you did research on collecting information to put it forward. So it's things like that we talk on Thinking Tuesdays. But when I decided to start it was, well, because my store is physically closed now. I have a physical store as well, but we sell online and people meet me and pick up and that kind of thing. I saw Marlene was on. I think she saw on. I sell things through the Alliance of Rural Communities as well. Marlene, who's on the stuff from Syria, we carry her teas as well in the store. So normally when I do it in the store, I didn't do it. I still do it from home sometimes. I would highlight a tea that I carry because we carry a line of teas. Because the store is really about wellness. It's like to go into about being wider wellness. And we have a light spa, so I've had some restructuring and I'm keeping the store closed until the 1st of September. Or when we relaunch in the 1st of September, I'm going to have a section where people can actually have a full body massage. And I make a lot of natural products that it really focus on the eco-friendly packaging and being natural in particular, not just for your health, but for the discharge that it would take into the environment, so that very little chemicals were going out that would pollute the environment when we use these products as well. And not much plastic, very low waste type living in terms of using them. So on the 1st of September, we're going to relaunch our spa menu. I think some of your aunts are really excited.
Yeah, she told me.
Books from before and like the Indian head massage. We have some unique things as well because I do a foot soak service, and it's just a foot soak alone if you want to do that. And I make those natural foot soaks as well. So I've definitely been incorporated with the teas, and people can come and have tea, and they can pre-book like what food they want to have after to take away. And so that's
Okay,
the concept that
nice.
we're gonna
Well,
integrate more wellness.
once I'm free,
Um,
I'll definitely come with her because I know my aunt said that she was looking
yeah.
forward to it, so I'll try to tag along.
Yeah, cool. And then, I mean, because of COVID, but when I rented that spot, I mean, I really see it as a place that people could probably, remove stuff and have yoga classes. If
Right.
you want to have like sessions and things, like people could use it as a space as well. At times to kind of help also pay the rent for me in terms of the scope of the business I have right now currently, because I'm just a new young business too, and it happened.
Yeah.
It was quite a nice spot, and there's a lot of space in there. So it does have room. It's actually set up with a smart TV too. And I have Wi-Fi in there that I keep on there. So that's, and it's, so it's
Right.
strong Wi-Fi that you could kind of be a hub that people could come and teach from, and go virtual as well as bring people in. But it's challenging within COVID because people are not physically coming
Definitely.
together. But it
Yeah.
could be a place that people could teach things from as well. So
Yeah.
that's something that's a possibility.
Actually,
Like,
you might
yeah.
have some luck talking to my aunt because she's actually a yoga teacher, so she
All
might
right, so I didn't even know that part. I think I spoke to her on other things. And
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, and the same way we talking about the virtual wellness Wednesdays. I mean, where we could also put yoga tips on stuff, but I think a
Yeah.
lot of things had to be virtual now with COVID, and will be continuing so for a while. But as it kind of
Makes
comes back, it will
sense.
be a mix. You can do a mix of things. And
Yeah.
get into a proper studio, and maybe having a couple of people that feel comfortable. That they're vaccinated, or that
Right.
they're safe, that they can work with you, so you can work from that space and then be it to more people, to a wider audience
Yeah.
as well. And it would have a
Yeah,
mix of things that would
absolutely.
be possible.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so really nice of you to come on, and I mean it was a nice chat. I enjoyed the time having you on, and for sure, but
Definitely.
actually time has flown because I thought we were
Yeah.
gonna have I just didn't have much time even for the whole Thinking Thursdays. I mean, of
Yeah.
recent I said I've been going over because people like when we have guests on and the chat continues, and I try to keep it strictly the hour for people's respective people's time, but I've had times we've been going over a couple of weeks now, so that's good because people are interested in the chat, I think. But
Definitely. But thank you
yeah,
very much for having me. I mean, I really appreciated the opportunity to come and share and, talk a little bit about my book, my academics, as well as Plastic Free July. I was really happy to come on and, jump in the conversation on that before the end of the month. So it's actually
yeah,
perfect timing. So I know last week we wanted to do the live, but some things came up and that didn't
yeah,
happen. But at least sorry about that. Better late
that's
than
okay.
never.
Yeah, no, I was
So
just normally I find ways to dig, and I just wasn't any. I had some other stuff going
yeah,
on as well personally, and I don't like to cancel the lives, but because of
right.
the notice it happened because it was an emergency on you, and I really sometimes I
Yeah.
would still come and do something last minute, but I was involved in a hackathon. I think I mentioned to you at the time, and other stuff at home
Yeah, I know you said
commitments
you
too.
had some
So
stuff going on too.
yeah, so then I decided, okay, I just wouldn't have it. But
Yeah.
mostly times we have the live. And as I was saying, it's like it ended up being on a time, but people do look at it after because it's 3 to 4, so it's tea time because it was about a whole tea experience. And actually was inspired from a quote from the Queen in Through the Looking Glass. It was sort of a take on what she had said to Alice that by my dear by breakfast she normally thinks about 6 impossible things by breakfast. So we have adapted it for Thinking Tuesdays to say by tea time we try to think about 6 impossible things, or if not literally, and I try to have them implemented. So I mean, I know I respect that you have your book out there and you're doing pre-orders and stuff right now, but like I've had past authors come on, and one of the action items is then I would take care of the book and I would keep promoting the book, or I've had different guests come on that we actually collaborate on work on actions. I mean, in this case, it's not the particular book, but we could probably be working on Wellness Wednesdays and
Yeah, yeah.
different things like that. So so it's kind of like to bring people on to actually literally think about collaborations and things that we can do going
Yep,
forward and implement them. So for sure we
definitely.
have things that I'm sure we could work on. It seems already. So again, yes, thanks for being on, Priyanka. I think it's almost 4. So
Yeah.
thanks everybody for coming on. Um
Yes. I see a lot of my friends join, so thank you all very much for, coming and showing your support. And again, Babita, thank you very much for having me and for, giving me the opportunity to share. I really enjoyed the conversation and I look forward to talking a little bit more about like how we can work together in the future just to, bring about some of this change that we've been talking about.
yeah, and for me,
Yeah.
just some announcements for the company and the brands is that we continue and to have the giveaway on until Saturday, so people can still enter the giveaway, and I will be, well, as my beach, my water will be in the Green Market, Santa Cruz, this Saturday. So it's sort of like overlapping into Plastic Free July. So it's gonna be Christmas in July with Plastic Free July, the last day of Plastic Free July. So I know the bag that I showed earlier. This bag was it's available on the Plantain Seeds Caribbean website as well as the Sphere Marketplace, and we normally sell the bag if you don't get it in giveaway for $20. But for all of Plastic Free July and before it was World Oceans Month, it's been on discount for 20% about 2 months now. So it continues to be on discount, so you can get it for $16. And when I'm at Green Market in Santa Cruz, I will, have discounts. I think I'll have to share that in a separate little chat when I have to put up. But it's Christmas in July. So I have fun things like I have this thing. Actually, I have Snoopy nearby. So normally I have this giveaway, like if people spot Snoopy, because I love for Christmas, like I had the Charlie Brown series. Like I look at all of them, I start off kind of like looking at the Thanksgiving one and the Halloween ones.
Nice.
So I have this thing that my nephew bought for me many years ago, because I introduced him to the whole collection of looking at that together, and we had a tradition of doing that. So he got me this one of these things. I think is like those Hot Wheels, but it's adapted for Snoopy on it. So I put it at my table at Green Market, and I say to people if they spot Snoopy, if they just say Snoopy when they they call out and say Snoopy when they spot him, I give discounts. So
Okay,
that's
nice.
one thing, and we
That's
have like
fun.
Christmas themed food and things like I
Yeah.
have a sorrel and hibiscus face and body wash bar, and I see somebody says Snoopy and peanut.
Snoopy and Peanut.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
You know,
and we also like
actually,
yes,
as you mentioned, discounts, I'm terrible. I forgot that I actually have I have a little discount going on for this long weekend as well.
right.
So between today and on Monday, the Monday or Tuesday the 2nd, from today to the 2nd of August, I do have 10% off on my book. So it's actually 135 for all orders placed over the long weekend, just for the holiday and all that. And so yeah, anybody who places an order, you can always just message me on Instagram, or all my contact information is on my Instagram page. So once you place an order between today and the 2nd of August, you get 10% off your orders. I also have puzzles and reusable face masks. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
So
so that's cool. I mean, and I guess the puzzles is a fun thing when like you're locked down to be part
yeah,
of.
so the puzzles are ideally for like ages 5 to 8 or so, that age group. Hopefully we'll have more puzzles being launched later on, but that one, the puzzle actually matches the cover of the book. So once you have the book, you know exactly what the puzzle should look like.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that sounds really interesting. And of course, everybody needs a mask nowadays. I have a good bit, but I mean, I never knew I would have to get more. I had a good bit that
I
people
know,
gave
right?
me, and I had some, and I
Yeah.
think I might need to get more now. I mean, I use the cotton reusable ones. I know people have different things with that. I mean, but they are like double layered. I prefer using that. I
Okay.
find it's even apart from the environmental impact, I really feel less stifled than the cotton ones than the others. But I know people
Right.
choose different ones.
These are actually, I don't have one close by, but these are actually 100% polyester, and they're double
Right,
layered and they have a pocket. So if you want to put a filter inside, they actually
right.
do come with a pocket soon, and they actually have affirmations. There are pictures again on the page. They actually have affirmations across the mask. Like that's the design. It's different
Okay, so
affirmations.
it's actually linked to the book,
Yeah,
and
so everything is branded with affirmations.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that sounds really nice. So yeah, but I think it's almost 4 now. So I
Yes.
it's good time to tell everyone bye. Thanks for
Yes.
joining.
Bye, everyone. Thank you
Absolutely.
all very much for joining, and thanks again, Babita.
Hey, look forward to seeing you guys again soon.